Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Ulrich.
And I'm RangRoo. Hello, hello, hello.
And guys, it's that time of the week we want to bring you some more of that Steel Division League. This is from the North America Division on Caumont L'Evante. A quick plug, we recently did a 2v2 for another round-robin tournament going on, and it was a real bloodbath. You should go check that out. But Rang, let's focus on here and now. Who do we have?
Well, in left-hand side in blue, we have the #1 leader on the North American Division so far, YueJin, playing as the 2nd Infantry Division. And on the right-hand side, we have Herr, who is currently placed at #4, and he's playing 21st Panzer. And funnily enough, the last video we did with the 6th Division tournament, Herr was on at 2, but he's playing as 21st, rather in the 2nd.
That is true, and you know, one reason he's definitely doing that is to bring that Wiederfach Werfer in, so I'm super excited to see that. I'm always fun. That's always a fun thing for me.
I do love it's such a good unit.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
It's the closest thing we've got to the Katusha.
I was gonna say, Stalin has his organ. This is Hitler's apparently. Now, before we get too much further, of course, it's the Indian head against Rommel's Circus, and we know what both these divisions can bring to the fray. Yeah. Here's the question: if the second really just trying to hold out until they get the tanks in the later part of the game, what's the 21st answer to that?
Well, 21st got a lovely amount of Panzer IVs, and even early on, they got some pretty good anti-tank options with the French half-track with the Pak 40, some other weird stuff here and there. But it should be pretty evenly matched because her Robert can mainly bring up, Panzer IVs and mortar vehicles, and of course that one King Tiger. While YueJin, it's Shermans and Wolverines, which is pretty good. I think the Shermans, he's not really getting any Shermans early on, it seems, are very useful early on in A phase, as it does provide lovely fire support. But at the same time, 21st Panzer, they got really good A phase units too. Brumba, Reichswerfer, the crazy support gun, anti-tank gun for support vehicle that starts for a 39 that I forget the name of every time. So I think it's going to be a pretty fun match. They're both pretty evenly matched up divisions, and they both have good tools to be brought up. It's just going to be interesting to see how his forest fight goes down, because I'd really give that to the second early on.
Oh, even more than early on. If you just see, first of all, there's so much infantry to the north, and the Germans are really not matching that much. They do have the Wiederfach Werfer in the area that is going to be able to suppress that.
Yeah.
I remember the last time we did on Caumont L'Evante, that was the Germans had the force on their side as well, but they did not take it, and neither did they bring in any kind of indirect artillery support.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough holding that forest for Robert, because Panzer Grenadiers aren't great at CQC. It's going to be down to that Reichswerfer being able to suppress these Ranger assaults that are being brought up. But, yeah, pretty infantry heavy from both sides. No Brumba, no Shermans, no nothing really. Is that... Did he get a Pak 43 up north?
Yes he did. On the Multia. Yeah, the Multia is bringing it. I'm pretty sure it's bringing in a Pak 43.
Yeah, that's a Pak 4. That's an interesting choice. It's a bit overkill.
A bit really overkill?
Very overkill.
That's a very polite way of putting it.
But I don't really know what it's going to really accomplish with that. I think it'd be much better spending the points on just any sort of fire support vehicle. Because also, second, they have the artillery up the Razoo, so having, static anti-tank guns isn't going to be too beneficial, as they're just going to get suppressed by artillery.
Sounds about right. Now, Ranger Marauders down to the south. I'm trying to think about where I would be putting this Wiederfach Werfer, and I realize, of course, oh wait, he's shelling already, so never mind. Let's see what he does here. Yeah. If he blows apart that forest, this could determine the entire northern portion of the map.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to even kill or surrender the Ranger assaults, just because they're a little bit too funny. He has missed his shot share, at the same time he is firing blind.
Oh, he's aiming again immediately, so he's trying to adjust, and oh my gosh. Yeah. He's going to blow his entire load here.
Well, he has a lot of load to blow with 96 rockets, and I do like how he's saturating different areas of the forest. But
that
still,
is true.
He doesn't have, direct line of sight, so it's going to be tough, trying to kill all those units when you can't even see the bloody units. And for her, Robert, using those half-tracks and light fire support vehicles is going to be vital early on.
That is true. Now, This Pack 43 might turn out to be a stellar decision, as you see one of the M4DD tanks coming on in for Les Américains. But the positioning of it, this Multia needs to move up soon to get into position. Otherwise, right now where he is, it's not in a great spot.
Yeah, it's he still hasn't even unloaded the Pack 43, which is a little bit odd. Nah, that spot's terrible. You can't even see out of it because of the orchard. And even then, like, all the other spots around town are just, you know, medium covers. No heavy forests to take advantage of.
Can we talk about the fact that YueJin has also brought in an M5 76mm down to the south?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
okay,
a little bit aggressive, and I guess both guys, I don't know what they were expecting from their opposite numbers with bringing in such a heavy anti-tank presence. And, oh my gosh, okay, so we have that poor hideous beast that is the Panzer 39H.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, the Red Fire Support thing.
The inbred. It's
lovely. It has poor accuracy, but Trove AP, 15 HE with 1.2 kilometer range, it can really tear stuff up effectively in A phase. It's like a nice mix between like a Pack 40 half track and like a grill or other like sort of fire support vehicle. And down south, it should prove to be a pretty tough customer. You can deal with all the infantry. It's just that 76mm it has to worry about.
That's true, and actually the other M4 DD is being brought on in, which is amusing as all hell for me, because that means that both times Herr Robert has brought in an anti-tank piece. Maybe he hasn't deployed it, but he's got it in the perfect area to counteract the incoming Allied armor. But we do take a bit of a small break. Yes, go for it.
But yeah, it's just he just needs to get out pack. Finally, he unloads it. Only took him 4 minutes essentially to get into position, but still it's in a pretty poor position. But yeah. I mean, the Germans don't really have control of the forest, but that's really to be expected in A phase. B phase, when the pioneers can come in and clear up the forest.
That is true, but that's what pioneers do. They come in and they cut down those trees. Now, I am concerned about what YueJin's going to do, because again, Ranger Assaults, he's got a lot of veteran infantry he can just toss into that forest to make it really, really hard to take back. And coupled with the Ranger Assaults as well, I mean, the flamethrowers are just devastating. It's not going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, at the same time, they're not going to be able to stay in that forest forever. I mean, Rangers you do eventually run out of Rangers. So, they're going to be good holding out for now, but with a swarm of pioneers, it's going to be a little bit more tough. I know that's a bit silly, pointing out the Ranger Assaults. You don't want to be in a long-range firefight against Panzer Grenadiers, yeah. But it doesn't take any casualties.
Very true. And there is the Grumbling Bear. The Grumbling Bear is being brought on in.
Ooh. Love that thing.
That is also true. I kind of wish he'd start attacking ground to go after this M1 that's going to start picking off his half-tracks like it's his job.
And this is really a time for Herr Robert to make some aggressive plays up north. That M4 Sherman has been, well, it's been half that overranked. It still has half its ammo yet. But Pack 43, keep doing some good fire support with the Brumba, as well as, you know, Panzer Grenadiers and half-tracks. He could make a good breakthrough up north. Bit choke pointy, but he can make something happen.
Well, that's the complaint we've always talked about on this map, is that the north is a choke point. It's one giant choke point, almost for a reason.
Yep, and it can be tough to break through, especially if you don't have the forest under your control, just down south of it. But yeah, we got a Reichswerfer just roughing array. Just getting some good suppression hits, not getting many kills, but keeping his Ranger Assaults on their toes, playing Dance Dance Revolution as they try to dodge rockets.
Sounds about right. And maybe this is something I'm just griping about randomly, but it'd be kind of nice to see like a creeping artillery ability. And,
oh yeah.
And having the Wiederfachwerfer, or even any kind of thing really. Okay, just be suppressing in a line. I mean, we have this whole attack round, but they knew how to do it. It wasn't like it was impossible for them.
Yes, like in a Company of Heroes with the
exactly my thought. Exactly my thought.
That thing is so. You know when you're playing against a Company of Heroes and you're being GI spammed by the Americans, you bring in the Rahmen, and there goes like a whole platoon of American infantry.
Oh yes.
Good times.
Been there, done that. The walking Stukas of Fuß, that thing is terrifying.
It's just such a good unit. Such a good unit. You know, the funny thing is the Reichswerfer only has 5 rockets left. He's been a very busy bee. And they got a mortar half-track too being brought in to try and suppress a round.
Now, amusingly enough, this 105 ugly boy to the south, let's call him Pinocchio. The Pinocchio tank.
Holy shit! You're right.
I didn't realize it until just this second, but this definitely is the Pinocchio tank. He is shelling that 76 mil. Now, unfortunately, he just gave away his position right as that double D tank started coming forwards, which is a real shame. It's a real shame.
He's in a pretty good defensive position as he can just back up into the town for now, and he didn't kill 76, which is a bit of a shame, but forced it to fall back, which is good for now. And we got a dedicated anti-tank pack half-track being brought in down south to try and deal with that Sherman. Now, the tough thing is they're trying to get a long line of sight on that Sherman because there's quite a bit of cover between him and Gem.
That is true. Now, the bear is coming around the woods.
Oh,
I don't like this one bit.
Yeah, that 6-pounder is just ever so close to getting a side shot. Yeah, just.
And there it is, a slide shot.
Oof.
Whoa, we have an artillery strike. Okay, I somehow missed the M7 being brought on in.
Oh yeah, M7DD.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I just saw artillery fire coming in from the left, and I was like, what the deuce are we talking about?
Oh, the Brumbar's going to be returning fire on the 6-pounder, yeah. And it's going to be a pretty wide miss.
But the M7 apparently wants to get in on the action as well.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the Brumbar, is that true frontal armor does make you pretty 57mm proof, as we can see. Which is, that's good, because the main anti-tank gun you're going to be facing early on in A phase against the Allies is 57 mils.
And we've talked about, though, that positioning of the Brumbar is rather excellent. That is exactly where you want to put any kind of, let's call it a fortress unit. Yeah.
And they can just back off into the forest if anything too dodgy comes around. And it's just being able to exploit it. I mean, if we were to have, half-track Russ just coming right through the middle, he could make quite a bit of progress. It's just that 1DD, that's a real pain in the butt, yeah.
I do say it is rather lucky for the Germans that there is no other Ranger squad being brought in. The Ranger Marauders, for example, coming in through that forest. First of all, there's no vision from the German side. There's like a 50-meter gap where they can see stuff, and they're not going to see the Marauders in.
Yeah. Now, I guess the map is helping out, because he knows there's nothing in the forest just due to the map control. I mean, Ranger Marauders wouldn't be seen because it's a recon unit, but still. But now B phase, Pioneers, they can start clearing in the forest. We're just getting some leader units for now. And, yeah, more anti-tank guns down south, more to run. But still has a lot of long-range anti-tank stuff, or a bit more of a short-range fight in my book.
True. So you're saying it's a knife fight, not a gunfight?
Yeah, it's just a Panzer IV would be a bit of a better choice, just because you're going to be going around the hedgerows and stuff. You're going to be a bit tough getting that long-range shot. The pack is starting to position himself to get that 1.2 kilometer shot on the Sherman. Really get the first hit, get a kill. I don't really see it happening. It doesn't really have much veterancy.
Oh, where's the Pinocchio? Pinocchio's behind the forest. He's afraid to go forward for the trees. Command M4 coming on in, as is an M10. Now, that might be a bit of a problem.
Oh, yeah, the M10 is pretty solid tank destroyer. And the one problem with 21st is like you don't get Tigers, you don't get Panthers. The only heavy tank really, they got the Brumbar, is the King Tiger. And that's a pretty big investment, especially for the 21st. So for Zek, that's so reliant on Boiter Shermans and Panzer IVs. Wolverines, 76mm guns are a huge problem if you don't get it under control.
That is true, and actually, by the way, we are going to see Ranger Marauders as well as Ranger Assaults are moving through that forest.
Yeah, we do have Pioneers. I hope Dodgy's Infantry and half-track Pioneers are being brought in, and they should be able to intercept that assault, which will be good.
Well, one of these assaults are being mishandled a little bit. He's being given that attack order, and unfortunately, if he was about another 20 meters really to the west, he would have been completely missed. But the Wildflakwerfer has spotted the danger and backs away.
Yeah, that's good. And he's getting supplied to resupply the, well, I say Hitler's organ, I guess.
Like I said, I think that's a great working name. I don't know if that's a name or not, but
Yeah, but we also have General Eisenhower's xylophone being brought in, yo. So it's music all around, Khan.
Oh, that is definitely music to my ears. I'll definitely agree with you there.
And that xylophone, that's going to be deadly in the forest. I mean, the Reich does pretty good booms, but the xylophone does pretty big booms.
True. True. The Waffe is there to suppress. He's not there to do the kills.
Yeah. And it's pretty good, like, 100-point suppressive unit. You can't really go too wrong with it.
That's true, but if you can't go too wrong, then why would you want to be right?
Cool.
Did we lose the... Oh my gosh, the Sherman went down to... No, never mind. It was hiding behind that rifles. He was hunkering down behind the rifles. You sly little minx, you.
And this is going to be a bit of a tank fight down south here. We got Boyta Sherman, Pack Gun, the Mortar Run, as well as Pinocchio versus, 2 Shermans and an M10. So, really going to be quite a decisive battle here, I'd have to say.
By the way, at this point, you'll never be able to look at that tank again. It will never be anything but the Pinocchio 39.
It's the Pinocchio tank. I'm actually thinking it's the Berrettino tank. In Wargame, the Berrettino tank. Berrettino means Pinocchio in Russian. So I'm just having that connection, even though the Berrettino in Wargame was a napalm artillery launcher on a T-72. So, yeah, it's.
I was not aware of that particular kind of tank, but that's a historical tank on a T-72, really?
It's like an artillery napalm rocket launcher, essentially. Mainly used to commit war crimes in Grozny, but that's a whole other issue.
The bear has just been pelted.
Declawed, yeah.
Yes, he is. He's now mounted someplace on an American wall.
That smoke was a little bit too early, or too late, trying to save the bear. I think he was using the smoke to try and save it, but, damn, losing that bear is a bit of a pain in the butt.
And we're at a +2 already over here for YueJin. He's up 674 over here to nothing. And you can tell right now that Herr Robert's already losing it here. He's just shelling the forest in fury.
Yeah, he is. He got the Pioneers in position, and it's only rifles and Ranger leaders now, so not too difficult. And he has these Panzer Grenadiers back in. They're not really doing too much. And I think it'd be a good idea to try and string them up north a little bit, do an attack. And you see the Pack 40 up north? Pack 43?
Yes. And the Marauders are like, dude, even we can take you down from here.
Oh, he's gonna blow up the windmill. Oh god.
Jackson, run!
Oh god.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing, right? Yeah.
But there is another one down to the south, which is good because the Germans are folding like a cheap card table.
Yeah, it's just the Americans managed to get the good armor engagement, and just gained a lot of ground, managed to get past that forest area in the middle. We do have Pack 43, the Pack Gun, or Pack Half Track 2. But the Shermans, they're not really going to be exposing themselves.
Oh my god, that's danger close fire on that xylophone.
Oh god. Oh yeah. Because they do get the Pioneers, so there we go. There we go.
Yeah, but you kind of want... Okay, and of course this is God Vision saying this, but it feels it's sort of like... How do I put this delicately? Overkill, perhaps?
Yeah.
Zoom out a little bit and just look how much damage has been done to that forest.
It's still a lot of trees here, but at the same time, it's a lot of not-so trees.
Very, very true. And you know what? No one quite has a way with saying such things like that as you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, down to the south, apparently Pinocchio has been sent to the lumberyard.
He wasn't a real tank.
Exactly. Monstro has eaten him, but the Pack 43 does go and get revenge, taking out that double D to the south, so that cup size is not good for the Americans. And
just went tits up.
It did, exactly. Went tits up. You're absolutely right. M10 is gone as well, so we just have one tank even remotely in the area.
And up north, we got the DD managed to make a bit of a breakthrough too. And it's just... The DDs are all over the bloody place. Just making some good breakthroughs. Got the Focke-Wulf going to be chasing down the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, but that thing's awful fast.
Yeah. We could potentially see a Gabius match come.
We could, but you know what? But you know what? If he doesn't die, then it's not a real game.
Well, you're already at 3 tallies so far for Gabby deaths, so can we
That's true. That is true. You know what? I think at some point I'm going to go back and check through that, see when that actually happens. Because you're right, we do need a running tally for that.
Yeah.
Now, wait, did you say that the DD went down? Because he's totally dead in the north.
Oh, it did go down, huh? Yeah.
Yes, he did. So he went from yes we can to oh no you didn't. And the xylophone's going to go and blow up the entire German position. In fact, it might even kill the Wiederflakwerfer. But instead, by the rocket's red glare, the entire German force right there is able to survive.
Yeah. And it's just Robert. You need to get more pioneers in this forest. That's what he needs. Because if he can control this forest, he can make some good progress up north. And he really needs to try and clear things up. Because these Shermans are doing him a head in. And he really should maybe think about getting some more Panzer IVs. He has some Beuter Shermans of his own, but they just don't have the veterancy compared to the M4DDs. The Panzer IV-G would be a perfect tank right now, as that has the veterancy to compete.
I really get the feeling what he's trying to do, though, is save for heavy tanks that are coming in 90 seconds. Because
Yeah.
look what he's brought in. It's been not that much. He loses another Beuter Sherman in the meantime.
Lorraine too.
Also
Yeah,
true.
If he does get the King Tiger, because the King Tiger could actually be a pretty good unit on this matchup. It would help in this sort of situation. So would a Tiger or Panther, to be honest.
But if the P4 spam is always a little bit stronger than going for one super heavy tank, why not get 3 or 4 medium tanks instead?
Good point. Good point. Especially when all you're really dealing with is Shermans and Wolverines.
Exactly.
Exactly. Get some He needs some P4Gs. He needs some OG P4s.
No, you know what he needs to do? He needs to live the Stug life.
Oh, Stug Life's pretty good. I do like a bit of Stug Life, but it's got to be like an F8 Stug with 2 Infantry on the 17th SS.
Oh yeah, we're not talking
Stug 4. Stug 4.
We're not talking like a Stu 42. We're not talking like a Sturmgeschütz that H that howitzer man. He's good for hitting up people from a distance, but I'm not talking about that. And another barrage from the xylophone, and the Germans just evaporate.
that xylophone has just been on point.
And it reloads so fast too.
And it has like 2 barrages technically.
Yep, but when you're dropping all of that, I can never think about how big those rockets are. 114mm, it's huge, man.
Yeah, 14 HE. That's a good howitzer size, yeah.
And we continue.
Oh, Gabby.
Oh, Gabby's in the air. He's not gonna get that. Are you kidding?
No, there's no. Oh,
no, 2 Focke-Wulfs. Has Gabby played his last card?
M15's gonna save the day with his Gabby and trusty sidekick 37mm anti-aircraft cannon.
The Tonto to the Lone Ranger of Gabby.
Yeah.
The Germans have lost the forest again, so they're gone.
Yeah. And down south, I mean, the Gabby's now. Oh, the Focke-Wulfs are coming back. There's still an AA on the ground, yeah. And a second M15 too. So Gabby's gonna bait him in, then come around. He's got the lightning as well. So it's gonna be thunder and lightning on these Focke-Wulfs.
And with a little bit of Strum and Drang, you're right. There he goes.
Good bait. Yeah, it's good bait. Yeah.
And then oh jeez.
The Pak 43 is getting completely suppressed, and YueJin just says, he just has good momentum.
Momentum's a polite way to put it. How about at 25, like 35, we go to +2?
Sure. 35.
Alrighty. Yep, in 5 seconds. +2.
Go.
Alright, so yep, like you said, that Pak 43 is just going to get straight into oblivion. There's no air cover whatsoever anymore for the Germans.
Yep.
And really, that lightning could be coming around again, and there he is. Yeah, he's coming back in. That's terrifying. The 20mm Hispano, whatever you want to call it. I can't think what to call it. Jeez, the cannon on it is just insane.
This is Wolverines up north.
Wolverines up north. We have infantry and tanks to the south. We have that freaking M7, which does a surprising amount of suppression damage.
And the problem is for Robert. I mean, look, he has a pack gun, a mortar run. All up north, but not really doing too much. And he really should have invested more in the Panzer IVs on this map. As apart from a few areas, he can't take advantage of that 1.2 kilometer range that those anti-tank half-tracks plus vehicles need. Well, Panzer IV-Gs, regular Panzer... Oh, he got the King Tiger. He saved up for the King Tiger.
I don't think that makes sense. It's 350 some odd points. Come on, like I don't.
300 and Yeah, 350. Yeah, so it's 3 minutes of saving, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
And for, 2 Panzer 4Gs through some Panzer Grens probably would have done him much better.
You want a Kampfgruppe, not a Kampf.
But look, it's crop steel. It's invulnerable. Like he's gonna charge.
I know he's doing the light brigade thing going on right here. It's gonna be so depressing.
It's, he's gonna slowly pick off one infantry unit at a time.
Yes, but this is truly using a cannon to kill a mosquito. This is not even.
No, it's 76 mil. He's in position. He would have to get a side shot still, but still,
Well, smoking up. And here comes, and the 76 mil's coming up to the edge of the forest.
At least this is a push. He's using infantry now, so I like that. I like that. But look, look, the King Tiger, he's getting a bit too close here, bud. Shoots the half track at least, so.
So that's true. You're absolutely right. He was able to kill at least one thing. You're right. Therefore, justifying the cost of 3 minutes of saving.
Yeah, yeah. But the King Tiger, he's gonna make a breakthrough down south, yo. But it's just a little late. A little late.
Well, and two anti-tank guns are being brought in to deal with them too.
Yeah, at the same time, those 76s do have a hard time penetrating at longer range. You get a good ambush shot, which seems to be the case because the King Tiger is in a rather precarious position.
You were, again, just very delicate by the way you're saying that, because I don't feel it's really that precarious at this point. It just feels like a very foolish decision here.
Oh, that 76 is trying to get the angle on that King Tiger.
Well, the M10's redeploying down to the south to get line on it as well.
And the problem is, it's... Now, King Tiger could do something. He could make something happen, but he's trying to be down south and up north at the same time as he is redeploying to deal with the Shermans, but... Oh, that's going to be precarious. That 76 mil is right, yeah.
Tracks and wheels.
That wasn't even a side shot.
See?
He spins down a 76 mil at least. But he could have made something happen if he maybe just kept that King Tiger down south and pushed him to the open air. Yeah, it would have been his best bet. And just use the mortar run and pack gun to contain up north. But this Sherman, he's just going to maneuver around the orchard. And try to flank that King Tiger.
And the Blitz is desperately trying to get it repaired.
Great hands, bro. I'm sure they can change the tracks on a King Tiger within like what 2 minutes. I mean, it's only like 80 tons you have to move.
Crew wounded.
God.
Jeez.
No. That's pathetic. Oh,
this is how a heart breaks. This is how a heart breaks. 58 to 42. This.
That's just. I have no words. Just losing a King.
Okay, and that was a command one too. That wasn't like it was an up gun. This isn't a 76 mil up gun.
75 mil.
Yeah, yeah. This is an infantry tank.
Yeah. The Sherman was a death trap. Oh god. Ah.
Jeez.
Wow, that was a roller coaster. He could have done something with that King Tiger. He could have made a good breakthrough down south in an open field, but he took himself into CQC fighting, and tanks and the King Tiger and CQC is not where you want a King Tiger to begin.
You're right. You're right. He could have been like Brando. He could have been a contender. He could have been somebody.
He could have been somebody, exactly. But the Americans are reinforced down south with, 73, 74, 76 mils. And a bunch of rifles, so nothing's really going to be happening.
And 2 Shermans. And up to the north, okay, so Xylophone does go down. Wielfachwerfer went down a while ago, so the M7. So we have this lone island of blue.
Yeah. That lone Sherman, he's a pillboxer now.
And it's Fury all over again.
Instead of killing like a whole regiment of SS dudes, it's just a single King Tiger.
Ah, jeez. It could have been so many troops, but in any case, it is a complete whitewash. YueJin takes out Herr Robert in a 32-minute stunner. Yeah. And the KD is surprisingly close, but I feel like that just kind of came in because the American stuff was worth more than the Germans.
Yeah, I think it killed... Yeah, I mean, that one Command Sherman, the one that killed a King Tiger, he was a busy boyish match.
Wow. Did not even see all that.
That's a lot. Well,
3,
only 10-point half tracks, but still
4, 5, 6. But still, and he killed Opel Blitz trucks. Doesn't sound like much, but if you make those engines and those tanks starve, that's still great.
That's at least like 600 points worth of units, I'd say.
Well, let's be fair that half of it's in that King Tiger.
Exactly. Over half of that is in just that one King Tiger.
And the 76 mil claims half of that kill. Let's be fair.
Okay, fair point, fair point. But the problem is, really, 21st, he really should have got more Panzer 4Gs, Panzer 4s instead of using the anti-tank vehicles. And he just let second infantry get a little too out of control there with all the Shermans. Yeah, YueJin got, and it's a good show. And YueJin is #1 so far in the SD League. He's pretty much the strong contender for making it to the finals.
Well, that's what we've come to expect from him. So my hope is that we find somebody out there who will dethrone this madman.
But yeah, another good match.
Indeed, indeed. So I think we have an Asia game or two in our back pocket coming up for next week, don't we, Rang?
Yep.
Sounds good. Well, folks, we'll see you all again next time for some more Steel Division. I'm Caumont L'Evante.
I'm RangRoo. Take it easy.
Cheers.